it looks basic, but it's pretty dark.
The fact that it's dark is interesting to me. That's gonna be a conversation.
I had to take a shot before being here.
My hands are shaking a little bit, you can see.
It sounds like you've kind of done some introspection already. So
It sounds like that, but still getting the Carfax.
I like it's a little distressed, right?
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
That's right.
True.
Hi, I'm Pete, and I'm gonna be dating 6 women off emotional baggage. I really enjoy getting to know people. I think I just appreciate the way in which our experiences kind of shape the things we bring into relationships. I don't have a whole lot of expectations. If I can build a good connection with someone and that can go somewhere, then I'm definitely open to that. I think we bring all of our emotional baggage into every area of our life and every form of relationship. And I think it can set a lot of expectations that we want in a relationship. I don't think there's a single piece of emotional baggage that someone could bring up that would be an immediate deal breaker. I think there's always a conversation to be had. Just excited to see if I can make a connection with someone. A little nervous, kind of excited.
Slightly nervous. A little hungry.
How's it going, ladies? I'm Pete. Good to meet you guys.
Hi, Pete.
Hi, Pete.
I like the variety. There's definitely some variety in here. It already gives me a little glimpse into like what it might reflect about the person. I'm definitely seeing some like pops of color, which I think, you know, is a reflection, a little bit of a personality. Differences in size. I'm seeing like there's a little one over here. I'm kind of interested to take a look at that one.
Oh, this whole thing?
Yeah, and someone got a whole suitcase. someone really took that seriously, and I appreciate that.
Hi, my name is Giselle. I guess I'm number 1 to start off. Kind of nervous, but really excited. I decided to bring a purse just because baggage is like an accessory to you. It can look so many different ways, and it's just adds a little spice to who you are. And so that's why I brought a little fun purse as my baggage.
All right, hi, my name is Priscilla. A little thing about my bag, I feel like it reflects my style, but it can be a little bit deceptively warm. So, yeah.
Okay. I like that one. That one looks like something I want to feel.
Hi, I'm Cammie with a K, and I clearly brought something light. It's just something that you could take lightly and see if you're prepared to hold it with me or not.
Okay. I like light baggage. I like that. Okay.
Hi, my name is Emily. You can call me Em. I'm the one with the suitcase. It seems like a lot, but it's easily maneuverable. It can go in many different ways, so I can carry it with me, and it's easy to pack. So,
I
yeah.
like that she thought ahead. And she even color coordinated. That's good. I like purple, so that works well.
Hey, my name is Kyla. I brought this little denim bag. For one, it's my favorite bag because denim goes with basically everything, at least in my opinion.
Okay, I agree on the denim bit. And I like it's a little distressed, right?
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
That's right.
True.
I'm Daphne, and my baggage, you know, it looks basic, but it's pretty dark. Half empty, but it's always gonna be half full as well.
The fact that it's dark is interesting to me. That's gonna be a conversation.
So I would say my first piece of baggage, besides that I had to take a shot before being here, would probably be that I struggle a little with vulnerability. Once I get to know someone and I feel connected with them, I'm able to be more vulnerable, but like it does take some time, I would have to say.
Yeah, I like that because I think there is a balance there of protecting yourself, right? And making sure that someone's worth being vulnerable with. I think that's a healthy perspective to have.
My first piece would definitely be self-criticism, especially when it comes to like first impressions. On their part, it's a lot of like insecurities or projections that they might be projecting onto me that at the end of the day might not have anything to do with me, but I'm gonna somehow find a way to internalize it and criticize myself.
Okay. I think a lot of us have something like that. I think it's hard for us to kind of accept compliments. I think we typically lean towards seeing ourselves in a slightly negative light, but I'm trying to get better at like reassurance and kind of like words of affirmation. And so I think that'd be a good fit.
Hi. I think my first piece of baggage would be that I do not do situationships. I've only been in long-term relationships. I'm always looking into having a friendship first and then building from there and seeing what we're able to grow into.
Yeah, I like it sounds like you're intentional with it.
Very much so.
It's getting more rare for someone who wants, a serious relationship and knows what they're looking for. I like that. It sounds like you've kind of done some introspection already. So
It sounds like that, but still getting the getting the Carfax with everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Hello. Oh my God, my voice.
Get her back, get her back.
I'm nervous. But I think my first baggage is I'm extremely self-aware, and I think it stems from being the eldest daughter of an immigrant family. I think I was always taught to be the strong one and to take care of my younger ones, so I think sometimes that makes me overthink, and I'm just very extremely mindful.
Do you think your friends would classify you as like the mama bear of the group?
I think my friends are aware, and I communicate well with them that this is something that I'm working on, so they try as much to level the playing field with me. So my friends are really, really good people. I'm really thankful to have them. So.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, it's Kyla again. My first piece of baggage will probably be, I've actually never been in a committed, serious relationship. I'm 25, so I'm a little bit up there in age. We live in hookup culture, right? We meet people, we do certain things, and then we leave, or we ghost, or whatever the case may be. The opportunity just never presented itself in my life yet. So,
Okay.
yeah, here we are.
That's actually funny, because I am in the same boat. I have never actually been in a committed relationship before. And I think a lot of people see that immediately as a negative.
Yeah.
But I think that if it comes from a place of knowing what you want and knowing how you want to be treated, and it just is a matter of not having found that person yet,
Yeah.
I think that could be a really good thing.
It's Daphne, and I would definitely say my first baggage is that I am hyper independent, and that was a learned behavior. I will never be in a relationship again where I feel like I can't sleep without the person, or we're tracking each other, or we just have to do everything together. And if somebody has an issue with that, I guess that's my red flag. I'm hyper independent.
Yeah, I can also kind of relate to that. I think you want to be independent, you want to be your own person. And I think that's also, there's room to grow with a person. I think that's a conversation that we could have, at some point. I think that, what was the one that was self-critical?
Priscilla.
Priscilla, okay. I think that's something that I would struggle with. I want someone to feel confident, and I want someone to bring that into a relationship, a sense of self-worth. So I think I would struggle with someone who has a little bit of self-criticism.
Yay.
Love you.
Bye.
Hi, Priscilla.
Hi, nice
How you
to meet
doing?
you. I'm
Nice to
good.
meet
How
you.
are you?
I'm good.
Everything happens for a reason, so if we didn't match, we didn't match, but I'm gonna keep doing my thing.
I appreciate it.
Period.
Thank you.
Yes, girl.
All right, so ladies, what do you guys think your medium piece of baggage would be?
Good question. My medium piece of baggage would probably be imposter syndrome. I think oh my God, what did I do to deserve all this? Am I good enough to, be here? And I struggle a little bit with that. And I just have to remind myself that we are worthy, everything happens for a reason.
What's a healthy way of seeing yourself and having a healthy sense of self-worth?
As long as I am true to myself, I shouldn't have any reason to feel like I don't belong where I am, if that makes sense. Have you ever dealt with anything similar, feeling oh my God, I can't believe I got this opportunity? It's kind of crazy, but
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, I definitely have. I think I've gotten a couple jobs in the past that maybe I wasn't the most qualified for. But I do see it as a little bit more of a challenge. It's a good opportunity to grow and to learn and to kind of be the person that I want to be in that role.
I like that.
Hi, I'm Cami. I think my next piece of baggage would be I lead with my heart, and sometimes it has hurt others, but I did it because I felt that in that moment that was what was best for me.
What do you think healthy communication looks like in a relationship?
Just say, I would like to talk to you about something that is important to me. Nothing is happening to you, it's happening for you at the end of the day.
Okay, I like that. Thank you.
Hi, Pete. It's me, Em, again. I have a feeling you're Asian for some reason. It's something about it. I'm also Asian, so I think in Asian culture, you're appearance is constantly commented on. So my second piece of baggage is, I would say, sometimes I do have body dysmorphia. I grew up being told that I was on the bigger end, even though now that I look back at photos, I was like, I was kind of tiny. Like, what y'all talking about? It's something that I do struggle with, but I am a huge gym rat right now. So although I do have body dysmorphia, it is something I'm constantly working on, and I know that it stems from childhood seeds that were planted in you by family members. So that's something that I definitely struggle with.
I definitely resonate with that. I think a lot of the things that I was told when I was little created this view of my own body that didn't necessarily match up with reality. And I've tried to do a lot of work to correct that. But I think there's always gonna be a piece of me in the back of my head that kind of wonders if those people were right. But I'm actively, as you are, trying to fix that.
No, I like that, and I appreciate you sharing that with me as well. I think having that like acknowledgement that, hey, you know, like I feel this way because of this is really eye-opening, and yeah.
Hey, it's Kyla. My other piece of baggage would probably be that I have perfectionist tendencies. I know what I want, and I think sometimes if I don't get that, I'm like, okay, hold on, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? I'm working on it, but there's always this little guy in the back of my head that's like, hold on, girl, stick to your ways, and then I'm like, I need to listen and hear people out and hear other perspectives.
Yeah, I like that. I think listening is such an important and underrated thing in a relationship. I think being able to like actively listen to someone and understand what they're coming from and what they would want going forward, I think understanding that is a really important part of a relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
It's Daphne again, and I would definitely say my medium-sized baggage is when I do find somebody that I think is like worth my time. I could kind of be a little bit of a mom, and I know some guys that like really turns them off, and for some guys they like love it. I'll go from like the slowest burn to like a little too fast. Like there's no in between.
Yeah, I would say for me, while still respecting boundaries, of course, I try to go into a relationship just full of steam. I really try to make sure that I'm being very intentional just up front, kind of hit the ground running a little bit and just make sure that we're running at the same pace, I guess. What would be some baggage that I could have that would be an immediate deal breaker for you guys?
That's a good one.
It's all about perspective.
I probably would say it's when you can't handle your alcohol as a man. I don't know, for me, like that's just a huge red flag.
Okay, I do appreciate that because if we're getting a little sloppy drunk, that's a different story because I don't want to be babysitting anyone.
Yeah.
So I try to be very conscientious about how much I drink, make sure I'm not ruining anybody else's night. So I like that answer.
Yeah.
Listen, I love my mother, I love my father, but don't ask your mother what you should do because it's your life. If she's your best friend, questionable. I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but maybe make your own decisions.
Okay.
I think one for me is that you have to be really ambitious and you have to have your own things that you're interested in, because I'd love to like grow with you as a person and build each other up, basically.
Yeah, I like that. I like a partnership that's also based on teamwork and building each other up and supporting each other in whatever we want to be doing.
Exactly.
Deal breaker probably would be you're just like an overly jealous person. Just don't be crazy. That's it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If every girl you've ever been with, you call them crazy, like I'm out.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
You like dogs?
I
like
do
dogs?
like dogs. However, I'm kind of a cat guy.
Okay, we love cats.
I do love my cats. This one's gonna be pretty self-explanatory. So I have a lot of people in my life that I look up to and that I lean on for whether it's just advice or just general guidance, whatever it is. And one of those people who I love dearly and is actually my best friend is my mama. And you know, I do have my own personality, I have my own decisions, but I do lean heavily on my mom because she raised me with some good values and she has been my rock. I think our relationship is so fundamental to who I am. It'd be hard to find a partner who maybe doesn't agree fully.
Here. Do I have it?
Yes,
Hi
clean,
there.
clean. Thank you.
Hi.
Flagra.
It's good to love your mom. I just
Yeah.
been through things.
I get it, no, I get it. So I think one of the things that I struggle with is trying to do everything right. And I think being in a relationship with someone who's also perfectionistic would be a really difficult thing to do.
It's me.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
I like your tattoo.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I get it. We both, we'll clash. So
I get you.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Giselle, now's your time. Go ahead and tell me about your big piece of baggage.
My big piece of baggage, I think, would be that it takes me a long time to like get over someone and to like go back into the dating pool. So I think that's like one of my biggest baggages is like being okay with letting a person go and just in your heart wishing them the best, even though you can't physically, verbally say that to them.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If your exes were describing the reason that you guys broke up, what do you think they would say?
Because I'm just so perfect and out of their league,
Of course.
I don't really know. I hope they would say good things. I think they would. I didn't do anything extremely terrible, I think.
Extremely terrible. Okay.
I didn't.
Maybe just a little terrible.
Just not.
Okay.
But yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, Pete. It's me. My hands are shaking a little bit, you can see. But yeah, no, my heart's beating on my chest. But I think I want to go a little bit deeper, and I think when I share this, I don't want you to feel an obligation to choose me just simply because of this. So I just want to be like honest about it. And so I did experience sexual abuse from a family member growing up, and feel afraid to share that with people. I think I project that onto people, that they view me as somebody who's broken or unworthy of love. I'm constantly working on that, so I'm very much like somebody who, every time I meet somebody, I try to get a lesson from them, or I try to be very introspective and work on it. I think my main goal this year was just to talk about it more so people know that they are seen, because I think when I was younger, I couldn't really fathom the idea that that happened to me, and even now, like, I think it was only 4 years ago that I actually acknowledged that. Once I did speak about it, it was kind of swept under the carpet. So I think like I want to be like saying this to bring more so awareness, because 1 in 3 women in the US in their lifetime experience some form of sexual abuse, and 80% or to 90% of those child sexual abuse cases are from somebody they know, a family member themselves or close friend. I'm very self-aware, like I said earlier, so this makes me very afraid of getting into a relationship with a person and marrying this person, because I know that this person that I marry, they're gonna be the father of my children, and I just wanna be very careful, because I think that's one of my biggest fears. So I think I am actively working on it, and I know that not every guy is gonna be like that, but that's like something that I am afraid of, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
I'm really sorry that you went through something like that, but it sounds like you have a good sense of awareness of it, and it sounds like you've educated yourself on the issue, and I appreciate you speaking up about it. It's such an important thing, and as you said, it does get swept under the rug a lot, and so I think it's really important that you are actively trying to grow from it, and you can recognize kind of how it's impacted you. So
Yeah,
thank you
sure.
for sharing that.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I guess. Do you want kids?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
I do.
Daphne again, and I would say my bigger baggage would be that I will not date somebody who can't handle their alcohol. I dated somebody that was a completely different person after a few drinks. I think drinking is a part of life. I know that can be controversial or whatever, but I know it's a part of my life, and it's something that I kind of will never give up. I'm a social person, I'm a social drinker, and I think as an adult, you should know how to handle that correctly, and
Yeah.
I won't date somebody who's like a different person behind closed doors either. And usually, that comes with like being drunk and coming home, and you kind of know what I'm alluding to. And I never thought I would find myself in that kind of cycle. You hear about these girls that are like forever going back to a guy that did these like unfathomable things to them, and it's really scary when someone's like a different person when they wake up and they're sober again. And it's the most bizarre thing. And it's like, I just will not date somebody who can't drink, and I will not date somebody who gets physical. Yeah, that's my bigger baggage.
Yeah. I
Have
appreciate
you ever experienced something of the sorts, or like know somebody or anybody with alcohol, struggles with alcohol in your family, or anything like that?
Yeah. So anyone I talk to, I always tell them to be careful how much they drink, because I think that at a certain point, it starts affecting the people around you and their ability to enjoy their night. And anyone who will listen, I'll tell them, try to drink responsibly, make sure you're making the safest choices, that kind of stuff. And I have people in my life that have not taken that advice, and it's hard to watch because you feel like you can't do anything about it, and it is their life and they can make their own decisions. But also, I don't usually want to put myself in the situation where I'm on the receiving end of that. You know, I've been on the receiving end of that. It really does sometimes show a person's true colors, and sometimes it's not the greatest colors. So I really hear you on that one.
I agree. Is that something that could be too much? Like getting involved with somebody who has a pessimistic view of relationships because of what she'd been through?
I don't think so. I think that we all have a certain lens through which we see the world, and that's dictated by the experiences we go through. I think that the important thing is to recognize how you would want a healthy relationship to look and then actively working towards building that relationship with someone while still acknowledging the things that you've gone through and maybe some of your vulnerabilities.
I like that.
Giselle,
Yes.
how many tattoos and or piercings do you have?
I have 0 tattoos.
Okay.
I've always wanted one. I actually have an idea to get a match one with my sister on like our side.
Okay, date 1, we'll go to a tattoo shop.
Oh, so you have a lot of tattoos, I'm assuming.
I got a couple.
Hello, it's me. I also am the same as Giselle. I do not have any tattoos.
I do not have any tattoos, and I
They're
just have
all
like,
blank slates.
Blank canvases.
I have like very, very traditional, like old school conservative Cuban parents. So tattoos were just never even an option for me.
You Cuban too?
I'm Cuban, yes.
Okay. I'm also Cuban.
Oh, really?
He's not Asian.
Not even.
You're not Asian.
No.
I have a question. It's a little more lighthearted. I want to know like what the day in the life of Pete is like. Like I feel like I know a lot about you in depth, but not like the surface. And
Okay.
like what do you do for fun?
Yeah. I like playing soccer with my buddies. They're actually playing today. I am missing it, unfortunately, but I'll make up for it. I'll do some laps in the parking lot.
Hi, Pete. It's me.
How's it going on?
What is your biggest baggage?
Oh, that'd be a tough one.
Yeah. It's a safe space. Don't worry.
Yeah. Just kind of being the person that I am, I've noticed how important a healthy sense of space can be. I think that there's certain timelines that people have that don't always match up with the other person. And I would say that typically, I think my timeline moves a little bit more slowly. Having never been in a relationship before, I hold it at a really high esteem. And so I want to make sure that I'm moving into that with someone who is compatible with me and is going to work with me. Because I feel like once I'm in, I'm going to be all in. Like that's going to be like my person. And I want to be cautious, and I just want to make sure that, I put my time and energy into the right person.
That's good. It shows that you're very self-aware and you understand like how you want to move forward in a relationship, or if you get into one, because I think people get into relationships very easily, and I think that the fact that you're very mindful and very like skeptical of getting into a relationship, because obviously you want to put 100% into it, I think that's very I applaud you for that. So I can see why you would be very careful in getting into one.
You were born and raised in LA?
Yeah,
Okay, interesting.
What's your day job?
I'm an academic advisor for our undergrad students.
Awesome.
From what it sounds like, you guys are all great, and I think there's just one person that I tend to agree with the most. So as much as I would love to have a little Cuban family, Daphne, I don't think I'd be the best fit.
Fair enough.
How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Fair enough.
Thanks. As much as I would want to have some awesome gym dates, and I think that would be a lot of fun, I do think that I vibed better with someone else. So unfortunately, I don't think it would work.
It's okay.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, how are you? Good. Ooh, sweaty.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
While I was listening to Giselle and just some of the questions that she asked and some of the answers that she gave, it seemed like we were on the same page about a lot of things. It seems like she's very in tune with herself and what she wants, and I think that we'd be a good fit.
Aww. Hi.
How are you?
It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
You did so good.
Thank
I was really nervous myself.
See, words of affirmation they give me every time.
I was really nervous. Like, I went to dinner with my family last night and I was like, what are my baggages? Like,
Yeah,
help. And
yeah.
they gave me some and I didn't want to say those. But
Fair point.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun and it was so nice meeting you. I
as
feel like you're
well.
very emotionally intelligent as well, which is awesome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's right. I like the purse.
Oh, thanks. My sister got it for me.
Yeah.
Where's your tattoo? Oh, you do have a lot of I could get a tattoo. Can I
Yeah.
bring my sister?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're gonna get our matching ones.
1000%,
And you can
yeah.
take us to a good place.
I got a guy.
Awesome.
Okay.